welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you're here. So look at here. I would say there is truly no shortage of debauchery and evil intent and wrongdoing among the rich and famous and powerful. And how unfortunate that is for us. But as the year of accountability is showing us that some of them are like toy soldiers and we're getting to watch them fall one by one. But arrested and charged are different than convictions. So, of course, all things are alleged until we get those final results. So let's get into this. Well, another 2024, should I say, well, I wouldn't want to call him victim. Let's just say another individual who was probably getting their comeuppings at this point. So let's go ahead and get into this. You may have already heard about it. Have you seen this guy? Does this look familiar to you? And what's so interesting is if you see him at the bottom, that's, I think, how he looked when he was a CEO, right? So I've recognized that guy from some point in time. But when I looked at the picture and saw, oh, wait, no, this is how he looks now. I'm like, wow, he was given the gift of time. But you know what? Karma be on your butt cheeks. It sure do. It will wait until the time is right. And don't think that you can get away with it. But I bet you tell me, do you think he thought he could get away with this? I bet you he did. Let's go ahead and get into this. All right. So now, according to the Associated Press, former Abercrombie and Fitch Chief Mike Jeffries, which was the CEO, was arrested on federal trafficking charges. Now, apparently, I guess this happened in New York, maybe? No, maybe AP's from New York. No, let's get into it. Now, former Abercrombie & Fitch CEO Mike Jeffries, his romantic partner, and a third man were arrested Tuesday on charges of luring men into a rug with the D in front of it, laced outlandish and coercive parties by dangling the promise of modeling for the retailer's once defining beefcake ads. For almost 20 years, Jeffries, his partner Matthew Smith, and their employee James Jacobson used Jeffries' status, wealth, and web of household staffers to fulfill the couple's desires and keep it all secret, according to a federal indictment. This situation seems to be kind of representing itself over and over and over and over again, isn't it? Now, sexually exploiting vulnerable human beings is a crime. And doing so by dangling dreams of a future in fashion or modeling is no different. Brooklyn-based U.S. Attorney Breon P. said at a news conference he called the case a warning to anyone who thinks they can exploit and coerce others by using the so-called casting couch system. Yeah, it is coming down. Oh, fall down. Yeah, that one. The charges echo sexual misconduct accusations made in a civil case and the media in recent years. Now, of course, I got to change a few of these words, to keep it YouTube friendly. Now, lawyers representing Jeffries in a federal trafficking lawsuit have said he vehemently denies those allegations. So again, all things are alleged. Now, Jeffries wore a broad smile but didn't comment Tuesday as he left a federal courthouse in West Palm Beach, Florida, after being released on a $10 million bond. His attorney, Brian Bieber, also didn't comment. Now, Smith, a dual U.S. British citizen, was ordered detained after prosecutors raised concerns that he might flee the country. Now, his lawyers, Joseph Nascimento and David Rabin and Bieber, said by email they would respond to the allegations in court when appropriate. Now, Jacobson didn't address the charges during his court appearance in St. Paul, Minnesota, other than to say, I understand what they claim, and didn't comment as he left the courthouse on a $500,000 bond. Now, Jacobson has said previously that he didn't engage in or know about any coercive, deceptive, or forceful behavior. Messages seeking comment were sent to his attorney. The three defendants are charged with trafficking and interstate hanging out in the night involving the involving 15 unnamed accusers. Now, the case is the latest crime prosecution of a prominent and wealthy man from Sean Diddy Combs to Harvey Weinstein, accused of abusing his position as a star or possible star maker through the status of the cases, and important aspects of the allegations vary. An early accuser of the late Jeffrey Epstein said he groped her during a 1997 meeting arranged as a modeling interview for the Victoria's Secret catalog. Now, according to the indictment, Jacobson, Jeffries, and Smiths paid for dozens of men to travel to engage in yes with them and other men in New York and hotels in England, France, Italy, Morocco, and St. Bart's between 2008 and 2015. So they were taking it international, all things alleged. Now, the sometimes graphic indictment describes sexual mechanicals in which the recruited men were given rugs with a D in front, lubricant, condoms, costumes as toys, looks like the works, and sometimes erection-inducing injections that cause painful hours-long reactions. Now, the men weren't told ahead of time that sexual practices they'd be expected to engage in. Indeed, some itineraries simply resembled those for models' photo shoots, and they were required to sign, you guessed it, non-disclosure agreements, the indictment said. Now, the defendants duped the men, and least one as young as 19, and some of them former Abercrombie store workers, into thinking they'd get Abercrombie modeling gigs, or that refusing to engage in the sexual encounters could harm their prospects, prosecutors said in court documents. They said the men typically underwent tryouts by having S first with Jacobson, who acted as a recruiter for his bosses. Lord, have mercy. Peace said at the news conference that prosecutors have a lot of evidence, including travel records, financial documents, and testimony from accusers and witnesses. Jeffries left Abercrombie & Fitch in 2014. The New Albany, Ohio-based company, which also encompasses Hollister, declined to comment on his arrest. Now, prosecutors don't allege that the company's resources or property were used in the alleged scheme. Abercrombie last year said it had hired an outside law firm to conduct an independent investigation after the BBC had reported on similar allegations from a dozen men. Now, founded as a hunting and outdoors goods store in 1892, Abercrombie & Fitch was a retail also ran when Jeffries arrived a century later. He was credited with transforming it into a darling of turn-off-the-millennium teen mall culture, known for its naive, preppy aesthetic and sexy marketing that featured shirtless, muscular male models. Now, Jeffries talked openly about how the company went after attractive kids who could fit into its clothes. Those remarks alienated customers who didn't fit literally or otherwise the brand's image, and the 2008 financial crisis and subsequent recession prompted some teens to look to less expensive fast fashion chains. By the time Jeffries left, the company's sales were slumping. Now, a few months after his departure, the retailer announced it would stop using sexualized photos and marketing materials in its shops and calling store staffers models. The company told regional managers it wouldn't tolerate discrimination based on any body type or physical attractiveness. Abercrombie has rebounded in recent years. So there you have it. Another one goes down. We'll see what happens. Of course, all things are alleged. It is just craziness for all the different reasons and why this continues to happen and go on. But we all know this isn't new. We all know that this has been going on for a long time. It's been going on with a lot of people, and there's a lot of people who have been engaging in acts like this, that those that are alleged in this kind of stuff, and maybe similar things that haven't had their day yet. And I would say maybe this is becoming to be a warning shot, that being in 2024, of that you may not be as let's just say protected as you may think, right? So I don't know what really led to how this exploded in this way. It seems like this was a much quieter investigation. I mean, we see that there was some allegations apparently and investigations into some individuals who had claimed that things were going on, and so it seems to quickly go under the radar, I guess, for its investigation. It's definitely not been as publicized as the other situation. So so to see this come out, it's almost getting to the point, it's like, who else is coming out next, right? Who else is going to be attached to these types of allegations and this type of idiocy-ness? But I tell you what, it explains so much about so many things, about things that not only that we may have heard as rumors or things that may have come about because of this stuff, but just even in the temperament and the mood of the society at that time. I mean, it's really unfortunate. It's sad. It's traumatizing. It's degrading. It's so many different things, and it just needs to come to an end. It needs to stop. And I don't necessarily think that this is going to be what stops it, because there's always somebody who thinks they're going to be more clever and may be more clever and just continue to do these types of nefarious things. But at least we're getting some of them. And, again, this is all alleged at this point. So we'll see how this shapes up. They said, what, 3 of them got attached to this particular arrest. So, yeah, it's just interesting if, in fact, all things come out to be that is what took place. I wonder how long they thought they were going to get away with it. Because at the end of the day, do you see him? Do you see what he looks like now? Like, how long was he able to hang out? Now, they said he left in 2014. He's aged quite a bit between then and now. And that's what, 10 years ago? So either he was keeping up really good in these early pictures. Now this, the younger picture must have been maybe even in the earlier time that he got there, obviously. But I mean, I honestly think, I wonder if he was really shocked about this when they came knocking on his door, or whoever told him that, yeah, we're investigating some things. And could it have been that he left because maybe things were getting too hot? I guess as time goes on and we get a trial date and all that good stuff, we'll learn more about those things. But I'm going to keep abreast on this one. Yeah, I'm going to be keeping an eye out on this, and I'll provide updates to what's going on as they come in. And for sure, share this with you, as I've already provided it here as a startup here on the platform. But yeah, so today was quite a day, right? I mean, we got to talk about a few things. Now, honestly, the J-Lo and Ben story a couple of videos ago, that was the lighter side of today's video. So I thank you so much for being here for all 3 of them, and of course the one, well, if you haven't been here for all 3 of them, go ahead and check those out, because there's a lot going on around these days, right? And then of course, the unalived mama, her being up for parole, and I shared how I felt about that. So yeah, make sure you check that video out as well. And definitely make sure you leave your comments in the comment section so we can have a conversation about it. I really want to know your thoughts about all 3 of these situations, because I mean, my goodness, the 2 of them are just insane. And the other one is, light work. So that being said, I thank you so much again for being here. I really do. I really do. I really do. And I, again, hope that this video found you well. And I thank you for taking the time. Let me know if you knew about this. Are you shocked? Probably not. But, let me know your thoughts. And, of course, this definitely is another triggering moment type of situation, right? So, yeah, we're just going to keep it in that taste. But with that, if you have not subscribed yet, you're still here, I really do hope that you will consider subscribing, and then just hit subscribe, okay? Because I really want you to be part of the family. I really want that. I appreciate it so much. And I thank you for your, viewing and listening support. And, yeah, of course, give the video a like. And, of course, make sure you keep your all notification bells on, because we got so many more stories to talk about. We sure do. We've got new shows coming out. We've got bios to go over. We have some other stuff. I can't remember all of them. There's so many of them. But, but that's the beauty of this, right? We just have so much to talk about, and I enjoy talking about it with you. So that being said, thank you again so much for being here. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, anytime or whatever day that it is that you are watching this video. You take care, be blessed, and be safe. And until next time, bye. Another one bites the dust. Maybe, allegedly. We'll see.